How's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing Digimon Con. So Digimon Con, as we all know, for the last few years has been very underwhelming. It's been pretty long, drawn out, but with little to no announcements at them. But this year has been very different, and to be honest was great to see. So we were starting off straight away with announcements with the Digimon Story Time Stranger. Sure, got announced a state of play a couple of weeks before that, but they went a little bit more in depth on some of the stuff that we'd be seeing in there, as well as posting the trailer that we've seen before. There was also some other stuff that we got later on. I'll be going through the whole lot in this video, so stick with me. So a quick word from our sponsor, and that is Zen and TCG, who is once again coming back with some discounts and bundles for you and these upcoming products. The products listed are the Digimon X Godzilla crossover devices, which are 10% off if you purchase 2, D3 Digivices, which are 5% off if you purchase 2 or 3. And aside that, Zen will also be offering pre-order discounts at 20% during this period for a Digimon Premium Vpet clear case and a D3 Digivice Color Premium case. For anyone interested in any of these products, I'll leave links in the description below. Please head over to Zen and TCG to make your orders. Zen and TCG, honestly, are just a great source for any Digimon products that might not get over here. They might be exclusive to Japan, or they might be coming over here at a later date. Thanks very much to Zen and TCG for the sponsor, and back to the video. So kicking off Digimon Con, we head straight into the video game section, which honestly, the video games has always been my favorite part of Digimon anyways. But this time was special just because like we finally got a lot more news on Digimon Story Time Stranger, something that we haven't really seen much about for a long time. Digimon Story Time Stranger, just for the quick kind of backstory in that game, we were promised this years ago. In fact, the reason we got Survive was to tide us over why we were getting this, but because Survive also had its own problems, we ended up with other ports like Next Order. We also had was it the ports for the Cybersuit games back then. You can see how much kind of like things got delayed between both products. That's to do with COVID lockdowns and a lot of other stuff that was going on. Just a pain, but finally we're able to get Digimon Story Time Stranger. The game has a really interesting premise. It's not going to be using the Royal Knights anymore. Thank Christ. I feel like they're overused. I love the Royal Knights. It's the same with a lot of like Digimon stuff, to be honest, like stuff with adventure and stuff. It's stuff that's overused. I love them, but I want to see them take a back seat for a while. But yeah, with the Royal Knights, they're kind of gone for now by the looks of it, and we're heading into the Olympus 12, which the Olympus 12 have some of my favorite Digimon. Notably would be Paildramon, just because I love Digimon Dawn and Dusk. I kind of got back into Digimon with those games way back when they came out, so it was just awesome to see that they're getting a little bit more notice, because I was kind of disappointed when I seen Dianamon got brought into the last Cybersuit game, but unfortunately Paildramon, Coronamon just kind of got thrown aside. Because again, Dawn was just the best one out of those two games for me. From there we headed straight into the TCG section, and I'm not gonna lie, this section for the last few years has been kind of like the least impressive for me, just because I've been away from the card game. I always know, look, it's gonna be some new cards, some new sets, new decks or whatever, but this year was different, because this year they actually announced an actual like simulator for the card game that's gonna be releasing on mobile. It's still under development. We don't know when it's gonna be releasing. I really look forward to this one. One card game I was playing a lot there up until maybe a year ago was the Master Duel, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel on the PS5. That kind of released on a lot of different consoles, like it's on mobiles, on consoles, on Steam. You can get that everywhere, and I hope they follow suit with this, maybe starting off as a card game but maybe expand it to be able to play on console or PC. That would be the ideal way to have this game, because I feel like the Digimon card game is so popular. I do think that a lot more people would play if there was access to a digital medium, which honestly they're working on it. So this is a good look right now. I do wonder if they'll adopt what they're doing with the Pokemon TCG, where you buy real life like packs or whatever, and there's a QR code that you can maybe get new cards. I hope we see some stuff like that. We all know there's gonna be microtransactions anyways for sure in these things, but yeah, to be honest, I'm just stoked that there's actually gonna be some stuff in the form of a digital Digimon card game. It just made sense. I probably should have like launched with that straight away, but no, I'm delighted that we had that, and I look forward to probably doing some streams on here when that happens, that we actually get to play some card games together. Something that I've been wanting to do, but like that, it's just trying to keep up with a physical card game and then trying to balance everything out. It's kind of impossible unless you really devote yourself to a card game, and that's all you're gonna do. I don't really want to do that right now. Then we headed into the manga. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of falling asleep here. This aired, by the way, at 3 AM my time. I'd already been up at like what would have been about 23 hours or more at this point. I'd already been away from starting work the day before, so I was staying up for this. I was kind of zoned out here. I will put up some clips or pictures or something on the screen here to show you what mangas were kind of like shown, but I'm not gonna lie, I was dozing off here. This was kind of a tough one to pull, and after that I kind of fell out completely. I think went on to just have Agumon and Terriermon talk as they've done throughout the event, but I just kind of zoned out. I said, look, I'm gonna come back, I'll do it in the morning, we'll watch it all, and then I'll do my breakdown here. And boy was I sorry I went to bed, because this is where all the announcements kind of happened, you know, the big ones, most notably the Godzilla X Digimon crossover device. Now we knew this was happening. I have a video on the channel from the announcement, I'll put it up there, you can check it out after the video if you want, but I was looking forward to these devices. As I said before, my kids gotten really into Godzilla and I'm mad into Digimon, so I was kind of like, this is a perfect kind of device for the two of us to kind of bond over. I might try pick one up if they're still available, but yeah, these are definitely a device that if you're a fan of Digimon or Godzilla, and actually the fact that Kenji designed a lot of the stuff that's going on with this as well, like from the cases as well, and the fact that he's also a massive fan of Godzilla and that was his generation, as he said on the event. It's awesome that he got to marry the two together in its own kind of like thing. So I'm looking forward to these. Some of the designs are really cool. I forget what they were called. Was it like the G mode, like War Greymon or something, where they're kind of eroded? G eroded. That's the one. So it's the G eroded War Greymon. Some of the figures as well. They got some figures coming out. I'm not gonna lie, I love the Digimon crossover stuff that's been going on lately, with Metabots and then this, and there was like this one like shooter game I kind of seen. I didn't play it, but they made like the guns into the style of certain Digimon or whatever. I think it was a Japanese or Chinese game. It looked mental. But yeah, Digimon, as far as like crossover and stuff, it's been fantastic, and I hope we see a lot more of this. Again, it's just really cool. Following on then, the D3. This is the big one though, because we already had the Digivice Color, I think it was last year, and the Digivice Color was honestly is one of my favorite devices now. It's so much features, you know, like haptic feedback and all this other stuff that's going on, different kind of like, I don't know, look, it's just really cool seeing these devices in color. We've wanted color devices for so long. They started doing the Vpets in color a couple of years ago. Now they're starting to do the Digivices in colors. It's amazing. It's feel like we're finally about to catch up with the modern age as far as Digimon, because Tamagotchi's been getting all of the attention for so many years. They're finally starting to invest in Digimon, and I think it's because the fan base is also kind of grown, which is amazing to see. Yeah, last year we got the Digimon Adventures Digivice. This year we're getting the D3 in color, and it's coming in 3 versions. You got Davis, you got Ken, and you also got the Jogress version that made Paildramon. There's also like a set, like a premium set, and it comes with all the little figures of the Digimentals. It looks really cool, honestly. I kind of want it just because of the figures. I'm not gonna lie, more than the Digivices. Digimon, the figures is just, I don't know, I'm a sucker for these little, like small tiny figures. But yeah, if you're interested in 02, and I know a lot of people love 02, especially just because of Vmon, do check it out. Try picking them up. As I said, the links are in the description. But yeah, that was Digimon Con 2025. It was honestly a great year. I was very surprised with it, because the last few years since it started have been very underwhelming, but this year has been amazing. Hopefully they keep this up going forward and save all of their announcements just for Digimon Con. It kind of, look, it's a great thing to set us up for the year so you know what's going on or whatever, but it's also kind of a cool thing if they can make it exciting and add new announcements, you know, surprises and stuff like that. I fucked up because there was also the anime tease. So there's a quick before I close the video, there was just a teaser kind of like poster for the anime Digimon Beat Break. Now I'm looking forward to this. I have no clue what it is based on the poster. I have no clue what this is. I think it's supposed to be releasing in October this year. I'm not sure. Hopefully it's going to be on Crunchyroll simulcast, just because the last few Digimon have been on there. I feel like there's been a little bit of a resurgence with the Digimon anime lately, so kind of I feel like after Appmon there was kind of like a lot of people didn't go for Appmon just because it wasn't Digimon or whatever, but then went on to Digimon Adventure 2020, and that was kind of like this is kind of what we got before, but I also felt 2020 in itself was a bit of a weaker series. Then we got Ghost Game. Ghost Game had, honestly, I kind of resent Ghost Game in a way, although I still love it. I love a lot of the storytelling, I love the characters. My problem with Ghost Game, as I've always said, is the episodic approach that they took with it. Ghost Game could have been amazing, but I don't know. I feel like Beat Break, if that learns from what Ghost Game done and kind of works on that, I feel like we could see something great here. I've always wanted a darker Digimon series ever since Tamers. Tamers still stands out as one of my favorite seasons. It's one of the most best well written, has some of the best enemies, has some of the best storytelling, some of the best developments for the characters. It's just been an amazing series, and I've been kind of chasing that since, and we just don't really see that. So look, if Beat Break can just learn from Ghost Game's mistakes, because I feel like Ghost Game should have been that darker thing that we've seen before, if Beat Break can learn from that and develop on that, I feel like we can have one of the best Digimon seasons we've ever seen. But again, it's just gonna have to come down to how it's written, how it's animated, and the characters. Those are the three main things that are going to make this anime be the best or the worst. Yeah, that's my breakdown for Digimon Con 2025. Look, let me know in the comments below. Is there something there that really piqued your interest? Is there something there that you wanted to see that didn't show up? What did you want to see more of? I don't know. Just leave comments below. Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good shit, and I'll see you again. Bye bye.